Hey guys, so before we get started with today's video, I wanted to discuss with you guys the the big news that we found out yesterday that is still even now has been the talk of social media over the last 24 hours, and that is the passing of WWE Hall of Famer Ozzy Osbourne. Everyone knows that Ozzy had sold over 100 million copies of his albums throughout his whole career. Um, he had his own reality show. He had worked he had worked several episodes of Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, throughout his whole career, and also made an appearance at WrestleMania 2 back in 1986, and that was just huge on its own. So big shout out to the entire Osborne family. Shout outs to all of his friends. Our condolences go out to you guys. Ozzy Osbourne truly was an icon in music. So definitely, he definitely earned his Hall of Fame ring all those years ago. Again, big shout out to the entire Osborne family. Um, it's weird. It's weird because all this happened just days after his last performance, after his last concert, and wow, I honestly don't really know what else to say about him except that again, there was a reason why he was known as the Prince of Darkness, is because the music that he brought to the table re-revolutionized heavy metal music. It re-revolutionized rock music. Um, which led to other bands, get into heavy metal music. Bands like Metallica, Avenged Sevenfold, Limp Bizkit. Um, even also Baby Metal is another group that comes into mind, and it all had a lot to do because of Ozzy Osbourne. So again, shout out to the entire Osbourne family. Our condolences go out to you guys. Um, just simply put, thank you, Ozzy. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, there is a massive dilemma that we have to discuss in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. We found out earlier this week that Konami will not be releasing the new ban list until after the World Championship, which is actually a very controversial topic to bring up, because when you look at the ban list that we have had over the years, it usually takes place, especially post nationals. It usually comes in right before World, like at least like a month or two before Worlds. Now we have to wait until after Worlds for this ban list to get released. Fans, collectors, and players all over the world are super pissed off that Konami is doing this, but they wanted to ensure. I think the reason why they wanted to wait until after Worlds is because they wanted to be sure that they were making the right decision with this ban list, because they saw at excuse me, at nationals, Malice, had completely decimated the meta. Um, Hang on, guys. I want to check the charts. Give me a second. Let's go. So let's go here, here. Let's see. Deck chart. So the weird thing is that with nationals, with the nationals that we just had, there were several decks in the format that were probably by far like the best deck in the format, and it was mostly, if you can believe this, it was mostly Malice and Mitsurugi. Those were those right now are the two decks in the format that are absolutely busted. In fact, the first place winner of the nationals was a man by the name of Wilfredo Flores, who actually piloted Fiendsmith Orcus, which consisted of three gears to the Orcus Magni, 3 Harp Horror, 2 Symbol Skeleton, a World Crown, a Lori, a Lacrima, the Crimson Tears, 3 Engraver, 3 Fualos, 3 Mold Charming Fualos, 3 Mold Charming Perulia, 2 Nibiru, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Drone Lockbird, 1 each of the Bestials, Magnum Hut, Druid's Worm, and Baldrake, 2 Feastsmith Tract, 1 Babel, 3 Droplet, 1 Fool's Burial, 1 Call By, a Fiendsmith in Paradise, and a Crescendo. So think about that, guys. So just think about the main deck, right? Absolutely busted. The extra deck consisted of Galatea I, the Orcus Automaton, the original Galatea, Longirsu, and Lil Gilsu, the Orcus Mekk-Knight, IP Matt Mascarena, SP Little Knight, Moon of the Cold Heaven, Fiendsmith Requiem, Fiendsmith Sequence, Fiendsmith Ognum Day, a Dingirsu, a Wave High King Caesar, Chaos Angel, Necroquip Princess, and Fiendsmith Desiree. And then the side deck, consisted of 3 artifact Lancia, 2 more copies of Baldrake, 3 Mistaken Arrest, 2 Triple Tactics Thrust, 3 Imperm, 1 Dimensional Barrier, a Mischief of the Gnomes. That right there was, again, that was the first place deck that completely decimated the entire format, the entire tournament actually. Second place, the runner-up was piloted by Aditya Darab. I apologize if I'm butchering the name, but he played Malice, pure Malice, which the deck itself is just absolutely nasty. Absolutely nasty, you guys. I mean, think about this, right? Two Dormouse, 2 White Rabbit, 3 Chessy Cat, 2 March Hare, 1 Wizard Ignister, 3 Backup Ignister, Magnum Hud, Druid's Worm, 2 Baldrake, a Serenir, 1 Serenir, 3 Fualos, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Droll, 2 Malice in Underground, a Malice in Mirror, Terraforming, Gold Sark, 3 Imperm, 3 Dynamis Impulse, which is very broken on Master Duel. Um, a Malice C GWC 06 and a Malice C MTP 07. Extra deck. Two red ransom, 1 white binder, Cyber's Wicked, Splash Mage, Bomber Dragon. I never would have imagined Bomber Dragon would still be playable in 2025. Who would have ever thought? Firewall Dragon, Link Spire, All Mirage, Lingaribo, two Lingaribo, Allied Code Talker Ignister, Axis Code Talker, IP Masquerena, and of course SP Little Knight. The side deck is 3 Lancia, 3 Peluria, 3 Nibiru, 3 Mistaken Arrests, a Triple Tactics Talent, 1 Crossout Designator, and a Call by the Grave. So think about that, guys. Like, again, Malice and Orcus and Mitsurugi. Mitsurugi was another deck again that was seen quite a bit. So the Mitsurugi deck, even that is just a nasty one. It's a ritual based deck that can completely decimate the opponent to where the end boards are just horrendous. Like, you could literally see like your end board could be number 41, Code Igniter, Wave High King Caesar, Desiree, plus SP Little Knight, and even that alone is just a broken board on its own. Yet Konami wants to wait until after Worlds for us to get the ban list. In my opinion, I think it's complete bullshit that Konami is waiting, because imagine what happens imagine what happens when Worlds does come around. What's gonna happen? Malice is gonna completely decimate the meta. Mitsurugi will also completely decimate the meta. And when you look at both of those decks, there are several cards in both decks that I feel like need to get hit. And one of them, I truly believe, is Mitsurugi Ritual, which I've talked about this card several times on the channel. So the effects read as follows. This card can be used to ritual summon any reptile monster. Activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect once per turn. Ritual summon a reptile from your deck by attributing reptiles from your hand or field whose soul level equal the level of the ritual monster. Ritual summon one reptile monster, from your hand by attributing up to 2 from your hand deck or field whose total levels equal the level of the ritual monster. So this right here, if you open with this card plus any 2 of the rituals, you essentially have yourself full combo. And one of the cards that I feel like definitely needs to get hit on the ban list from the Mitsurugi deck, hands down, has to be Ame no Habakiri no Mitsurugi. That right there, that one is one that needs to get hit because if you were to have this card tributed for a summon, or for another like ritual summon or whatever, excuse me, it acts as a Stratos in Engrave, which means that you're able to add any card from your deck to your hand, any Mitsurugi card from your deck to your hand. So you could add Mitsurugi Prayer, you could add Mitsurugi Mirror, you could add literally anything. You could even add another one of the rituals. And the sad part is this is a 3 of. This is at 3 copies, which is basically full power. It is basically full power. So imagine what happens if this card went all the way down to 1. Would the deck still be playable? No, I honestly don't see it being playable unless if they chose to not only limit Habakiri to 1, but if they also banned Murakumo, no, and also banned Mitama, the deck then that alone would just completely destroy the deck as we know it. It's possible, but when you look at the Malice deck, 100% there is one card. There is one card that definitely needs to get put on, that needs to get banned, or at the least limited to 1. I would probably say ban it, and that would be Heart's Cryptor. Heart's Cryptor, and I've played against Malice on Master Duel quite a few times. I've only won like one of my matches against Malice. All the other times I've usually just like, you know what, fuck this, I'm gone. And the reason why I consider Heart's Cryptor a bit of a problem for the format is because of the fact that you're able to shuffle one of your banished Malice cards back into the deck, and you're allowed to banish another card on the field. So it acts as a one. In a way, it kind of acts as a 1-for-1 where you take one of your banished cards, shuffle it into the deck, and then you banish one of your opponent's one of your opponent's card, monsters that has an Omni negate, and if they're able to negate that effect, then you essentially can just full combo and link climb into a potential Axiko Talker plus like Bomber Dragon. So imagine the end board for Malice, right? The end board for Malice could be I don't know. Axis Talker plus White Binder and SP Little Knight. That right there could be your end board, and that alone would still just be a very dominant deck. So imagine Konami banning Heart's Cryptor and limiting Dynamis Impulse to 1. That right there, I feel like would definitely suffice. But I think if they were to limit all the Malice main deck monsters to 1, I think that alone again also could definitely force the format to be balanced out. And who knows? I mean, it's very possible, but I think Konami waiting until after Worlds might be a bit of a stretch, but I think I think they I think they're doing it to be sure that they will be making the right decision on what cards to ban not only from those decks but from any other decks that were in that tournament at that time. So at that time, there was decks like Orcus, Malice, Gem Knights, Ryziel, Mitsurugi, Vanquish Soul, Blue Eyes, and I think it was just also White Forest, Evil Twin, Punk, Lunalight, but mostly it is all Mitsurugi and Malice. So I think looking at it, those are going to be the two decks that are going to that we are expected to see get hit on the ban list. But knowing Konami, they may swerve us and just be like, you know what, you know what, these decks are fine. We'll just ban this one card that does nothing. We'll just ban it. Literally, they could end up doing that, but we will have to wait and see. But with that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more Yu-Gi-Oh topic videos in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.